第二節嘅時間。
Members, we'll now start session 2. Mr. Albert Chan said he wanted to move a motion of adjournment. I've asked the legal advisor to study the matter, and he will give the committee his legal advice. Thank you, Chairman. According to paragraph 38 of the FC procedure, the rules of speaking set out in rules 36 to 42 of the ROP shall apply to the proceedings of the committee unless the chairman orders otherwise. So if the chairman orders that rules 36 to 42 of the ROP should not apply and do not apply, then these rules cannot be invoked upon by members. Now, concerning the motion in question, that's under section 40(1) of the ROP. So as to a member may move that the debate be now adjourned. If the chairman doesn't order that the procedures do not apply, then the motion is allowed. Otherwise, that's not allowed. So I thank the legal advisor and the secretariat for their advice. In fact, this has never happened before. And let me finish. This is a motion moved by a member to shorten the duration of the ringing of the division bell from 5 minutes to 1 minute. So it's a very simple motion. And so, as the chairman of the Finance Committee, having discussed the matter with the Secretariat, have decided that will not allow the motion to adjourn, or else the proceedings can go on indefinitely. And I think a motion to adjourn should not be allowed because of a very simple motion.
Clark, anything to add? No. If Mr. Chen would like to adjourn the motion, the debate. Mr. Albert Chen, well, for the rules of procedures as well as paragraph 38 of the FC procedures, I do understand the content. Now, Chair, even if you are to make an order, it has to be justified. Yes, I agree that as the rules provide, the chairman may make an order. I think this is probably because seldom have we invoke the relevant rules. Now, if you are to make an order, you need to give the reasons and have them minuted. Now, you have ordered that I've been prevented from or I've been vetoed to move my motion. I think this has to be fully and clearly justified. I've already said you haven't. I have. You didn't get it. 2 reasons. First of all, it is a very simple one. There is a debate as to whether you should speak for 1 minute or 3 minutes. So it is a simple matter. So I don't think we should adjourn the debate. No, it is not simple at all. Between 1 minute and 3 minutes, you can't simply say that it is simple and so you deprive us of the right to move a motion. Please seek legal advice first. I have already discussed with the legal advisor, and I don't want to start a precedent to deal with it in this way. As I have said, I don't want to see simple issues being complicated. I don't want to take up this matter with you anymore. Mr. Chen Chi-chun, what point of order? Can I move an amendment concerning Mr. Yip Kwok Kim's motion to shorten the duration of the division bell from 5 minutes to 1 minute? The motion has been put, so you cannot seek an amendment. You are trying to test us. You try to test the Secretariat. We are accountable to the public. You try to be imaginative in seeking a solution. We have to rely on the rules of procedure to conduct the meeting. All right, let's come back to the debate on the question of 1 minute. I don't want to deal with further points of order. We are now dealing with a point of order that is we want to have 1 minute to speak to the 1 minute motion. Now, the last one. What is our point of order? Just now, Mr. Raymond Chen asked whether he could move an amendment. Now, the legal advisor said that the motion has already been moved, and so we can't do so. So, if he hasn't moved it, how can we try to amend it? It seems that we don't even have clear wording. Legal advisor can give you a quick reply. If you don't let us have the content, how can we try to seek an amendment? Legal advisor. Mr. Chairman, I won't comment on how members understand the proceedings. As far as the procedures are concerned, I think the motion has already been moved for members to have a debate, and Mr. Albert Chan planned to move a motion to adjourn the debate about the duration of the speech. Now, if a member would like to move an amendment to the motion, I don't think there is a procedure to do so. Yes, we have already passed that stage. Let's not waste time. The next to speak, Ms. Claudia Mo. You may now speak for 1 minute. No. Fernando Zhang said that there is a point of order. It has already been dealt with. I already said that you were the last to speak about points of order. It is already very clear. The legal advisor has already said that in a way we've already moved on to the following steps, so there's no way that we can go back. I hope you won't allow a discussion to go on between you yourself and the legal advisor. The legal advisor has already given his advice. I, as the chair, have already made a decision. I don't want to waste members' time. So let's go to the substance. Let's not waste time. Each of you may speak for 1 minute concerning Mr. Yip Kwok Kim's motion. The first to speak, Ms. Claudia Mo. No, Gary Fan. Gary Fan raised his hand. I have already made a decision. We've already entered the stage of debate. So please do not waste time on so-called points of order. Gary Fan, sorry. I know. You may have your own views, but the legal advisor's view has already been taken account by me. Others, please do not speak. I have already made a decision. I have taken legal advice. Please do not dwell on this. All right, this should be it. And then here we should commence our debate. First, Claudia Mo. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I know that it is very difficult. It is very hard on you to chair the meeting. but then your language and your facial expression express yourselves. You always say that it is something minor, we have to do it quickly. But then this topic affects tens of thousands of people. It will also affect our lifeline in the future. We haven't finished with the proper discussion. Now you say that it is something minor, whether we have 1 minute or 3 minutes. But then between 1 minute and 3 minutes is a matter of 3 times difference. Now you try to rush through it. You want to tie in with the grand plan of the people with people who are in power. This is a very serious topic insofar as Northeast NT is concerned. Next, Sid Ho. Sorry, it's Gary Fan. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. NENT New Development Area is most unjust and it is not in line with procedural justice. That's why we are trying our best, and we cannot allow the administration to assume that we will support unconditionally. We have been trying to get sufficient time. The administration has been saying that it is a matter of dealing with the housing problem of Hong Kong, but then we have 614 hectares of land in Northeast NT. Only 6% is for public housing, rental and HOS. For the rest, 500 plus is private development. But then many people are losing their homes. Their homes will be destroyed as a result. So officials, you are creating a human-made tragedy. Now, I want to make it clear as to what we are debating. That is the duration of the division bell be 1 minute. So be back to the crux of the matter, please. Now you say that the main point is that instead of 5 minutes, we should ring the bell for 1. From 3 to 1? From 3 to 1. 5 to 1. 5 to 1. Yes, from 5 to 1. The bell will ring for 1 minute instead of 5 minutes. Well, we are against reducing it from 5 minutes. This is because throughout the process, the administration is having a high-handed approach, and the government is being barbaric, trying to rush it through. The legislature will support the administration because there is the pro-establishment camp. You are part of the royalists, and you are very blatant in this regard. Now, this is being unjust. We find it very difficult to rectify it. As I have said many times, you are only benefiting the real estate developers. You are destroying the homes of many citizens. We just cannot tolerate this. Fernando Zhang. Mr. Chairman, I just don't know what to say. For this project, even the administration has admitted that there has been some procrastination. Sometimes it is being put forward, sometimes it is being shelved. So there are over 10, we have to live through it for over 10 years. And then the brokers are trying to resume the land, and then they resort to different ways to evict people. Now you say that for the sake of the real estate developers, we should allow the land to be cleared for earlier development. Now for Mr. Eric Ma, the permanent secretary, he said that there wasn't sufficient time for LegCo to have a debate. He said that he found it regrettable. Now, if even the administration is saying that there should be more time for discussion, then we shouldn't be hearing ourselves in this way. Next, Mr. Raymond Chen. Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'm against Mr. Yip's motion to cut short the duration bell from 5 minutes to 1 minute. Both in theory and in practice, I'm against the idea. This is because I think in relation to the differences that we see here is that when we have amendments to motions on Wednesdays, we know the amendments in advance. But here, we only see it when it is being projected onto the screen. If there's just 1 minute, it means that we can only have a glance. We don't even understand it properly, and yet you ask us to vote on it. It is unfair. As members have said, you can't even obey your call of nature in 1 minute's time. It is most inhuman. Mr. Michael Tian said that it's unhealthy not to wash your hands after obeying the call of nature, but then you've got 1 minute so you can do it and then spend another minute on washing your hands. Mr. Leung Yiu-chung, what is the duty of a lawmaker? We have to think through a topic, an issue. We are not the rubber stamp of the government and be the yes man of the government. Now, it is going to have far-reaching implications. I don't think we should downgrade ourselves to non-thinking rubber stamps. Now, we have to be sure about our understanding of such motions. Now, if it is reduced to 1 minute, members don't even take a look of it. They don't even think about it. So we're acting like robots that are non-thinking. I don't mind if you insult yourself in this way, but I don't want to insult myself in this way as a lawmaker. So I think we should be given ample time to allow ourselves to think about the motion. Let me remind members, for paragraph 37A, for the motions under paragraph 37A, all of them are being proposed in such a hasty manner. This applies to myself and the Secretariat. I think all members have the duty to be accountable to their constituents. So whether a member has done the homework and whether members have considered it thoroughly, I hope you will do it in a thorough manner.
Ms. Priscilla Leung, this is a difficult meeting and we need to make difficult decisions. Different members represent different members of the public. Outside this building, there are members of the public holding very different views, and we can see the tension is building up in this conference room. And it seems that the council will be divided. I think it's clear that there are different views, different schools of thought. And Chairman, I hope that you can continue to chair the meeting effectively. Mr. Kenneth Leung, concerning reducing the duration of the division bell from 5 minutes to 1 minute, I oppose this motion. My assistant wanted to hand me a paper. In fact, that was the letter written by Ms. Pauline Ng, and in fact, my assistant had to spend 8 to 9 minutes having the paper to reach me. That was because of the tight security measures. My assistant had to submit the paper to the ground floor central office, and then the office brought the paper to me, and so I opposed the motion. And this is because of the very tight security measures. Things are taking longer than usual. Ms. Sit Ho, members may think 5 minutes is too long, but 1 minute is definitely not enough. I tend to, when I move a motion, I will cite the relevant paragraph in paper 38. But I can see that some of the motions do not contain a reference to the relevant paragraph. So we need to act in a responsible manner. We need to study the content of the motions, and then we decide whether we support them or not. And I may want to explain the content of my motion to other members, and it takes time for me to approach another member to explain my motion. So I think maybe more than 1 minute, but less than 5 minutes, Chairman. I'm willing to accept that. Does any other member wish to speak? You have already spoken, and there may not. Or there's no need for a response. All right, I'll give you 1 minute. All right, I'll give you 1 minute. Chairman, we are now, our members are now speaking on Mr. Ip Kwok Him's motion. So we are speaking on Mr. Ip's motion, not your motion. You've almost misled me. We are not handling your motion. Your motion has not been allowed. Your motion has been disallowed. I was almost misled by you. I almost thought we were dealing with your motion. We are now dealing with Mr. Ip Kwok Him's motion. It's about the committee proceeding to vote on members' motions under Section 37A after the bell has been rung for 1 minute. Any information from the Secretariat? Chairman, the motion was moved by Mr. Ip Kwok Him. But have you spoken? You were the first to speak. I think you've got it wrong. Now, stop, please. Let me say this once again. According to the record, you have already spoken. You spoke for 1 minute. So we cannot break the rules. You've already spoken. So as all members who wish to speak have spoken, I will now put this matter to the vote. And that is, if there is any division claimed at this meeting, the division bell will ring for 1 minute instead of 5 minutes. All right? Division has been claimed. The bell will ring for 5 minutes.
趁住有啲時間呢，我就提一提。
As we still have some time, I want to remind members that we are voting on Mr. Ip Kwok Him's motion, and that is, under this item, in the event of further divisions being claimed, the Finance Committee shall proceed forthwith to vote after the division bell has been rung for 1 minute. This is the motion before us. Members, please cast your votes.
喺我宣布表決結果之前呢
Before I declare the results, members, please check your votes. Voting is closed. The results are displayed. 43 present, 24 yes, 18 noes. So the motion is passed. So we'll continue. 106, motion 106. Moved by Mr. Gary Fan. Please read out the wording. Point of order. I've just given the clerk a motion. Will that motion be dealt with? Now, I think we'll deal with motion 106 first. I can't deal with that motion now. Why can't you deal with the motion now? I've just handed the motion to the clerk.
秘書再講講，因為我哋未。
The clerk, please. I haven't received the motion. The clerk, please. Chairman. Now, when we deal with members' motions moved under paragraph 37A, we deal with them in the order of arrival, and also for new motions, the chairman has to deal with them and rule on them before they can be dealt with. Yes, I haven't had the time to study your motion. All right, please don't waste the committee's time. I think everybody is clear as to which stage we are in. Yes, motion 106. Motion 106. All right, the bell can be rung for 1 minute. Or will be rung for 1 minute. All right, please. Please do not speak, as I have not invited you to speak. So we'll now deal with motion 106. Mr. Gary Fan, please read out your motion. Under section 37A of the FC procedure, I move that as the earlier EIA has proved that there is arsenic, a toxic or a dangerous substance in the soil in Kutong North, the Finance Committee urges the administration to make sure that the surveying works will not subject the residents to adverse impact of the toxic and dangerous substances. Members, please cast your votes. Members, please check the votes you've cast. All right, I'll now display the results. Voting is closed. 40 present, 15 yes, 24 noes. So the motion is negatived. The next motion, motion 110, moved by Mr. Gary Fan. The bell will ring for 1 minute. Mr. Gary Fan, can you please read out the motion? Under paragraph 37A of the FC procedure, I move that as Kutong North and Fanning North are villages with farming activities and as a quiet area, this Finance Committee urges the administration to ensure that for 772CL, it will not bring noise, traffic congestion, and anything that will disrupt the serenity of the community. Yes, anything from you, Ms. Small? I can't see the wedding clearly, and the wedding is not displayed on the screen of my computer. Yes, I'll ask the staff to follow up. Thank you. Voting begins.
Voting begins. Before I declare the results, members, please check your vote. Voting comes to an end. The results are to be displayed. Members who are present, 40, 15 for, 24 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. The next motion is number 511 from Mr. Chen Chi-chun. Please read out your motion. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the Finance Committee procedures, I move that since the residents affected by Kutong North and Fanning North new development area projects have not been consulted on the district cooling system, the committee urges the administration to make sure that before carrying out the advanced site formation and infrastructural facilities of Kutong North and Fanning North NDA in relation to its detailed design and engineering investigation, there must be a local consultation before carrying on with the work. Thank you. Order, please. Voting begins. Before I declare the result, members, please check your vote. Now the voting comes to an end. The results are members who are present, 38, 13 for, 24 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. The next one is Mr. Chen Chi-chun's motion 512. Mr. Chen. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that as the residents affected by Kutong North and Fanning North NDA have not been given a reasonable package of compensation, the committee urges the administration that before we have the advanced site formation engineering infrastructure works at Kutong North NDA and Fanning North new development area detailed design and site investigation, there must be reasonable compensation for the affected residents before going on with the detailed design and site investigation. Order, please, members. In the case of any events, will be informed by the Secretariat and will handle it. Please focus on our own work. Voting begins. Before I declare the result, members, please check your vote. Voting comes to an end. The results are to be displayed. Members who are present, 35, 11 for, 23 against, no abstention. The next one, Mr. Chen Chi-chun's motion 516. Mr. Chen Chi-chun. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that since the residents or the farmers will be affected by Kutong North NDA and Fanning North NDA are still not aware of the rehabilitation arrangements, this committee urges that before going on with the advanced site formation and engineering infrastructure works at Kutong North NDA and Fanning North NDA, detailed design and site investigation, there must be a concrete proposal before going on with the detailed design and site investigation. Thank you. Voting begins. Before I declare the result, members, please check your vote. Voting ends. The result is members who are present 35, 11, for, 23 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. Next one, motion 517 from Mr. Chen Chi-chin. Mr. Chen, in accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that since there are officials and their family members in possession of the land of Kutong North Fanning North NDA, the committee urges the administration to make sure that before the advanced site formation and engineering infrastructure works at Kutong NDA and Fanning North NDA detailed design and site investigation, the official and his family members must make a reasonable declaration of interest concerning land possessed and should avoid taking part in the resumption works before moving on with the detailed design and such investigation. Voting begins. Before I declare the results, please check your vote. Voting is ended. The results are members who are present, 35, 10 for, 23 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. Now we are on motion 518. Mr. Chen Chi-chin. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that since the residents affected by Kutong North NDA and Fanning North NDA project has not been given assistance by social workers in relation to relocation, rehousing. So I urge that the administration must make sure that before going on with the advanced site formation and engineering infrastructure works at Kutong NDA and Fanning North NDA detailed design site investigation, there must be social workers to be engaged to assist with the rehousing before going ahead with the detailed design and site investigation. Thank you. Voting begins. Before I declare the result, members, please check your vote. Voting ends. The result is displayed. Members who are present, 33, 9 for, 23 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. The next one, 520, by Mr. Chen Chi-chin. Mr. Chen, please. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that as the Deuce Corner Garden to be affected by Kutong North and Fanning North NDA have not been given any proper reprovisioning. This committee urges that the government must make sure that there must be a extensive consultation concerning the future of Deuce Corner Garden and whether there will be institute rehousing, reprovisioning before going ahead with the site formation, advanced site formation and engineering infrastructure works there, and the detailed design and site investigation.
好，現在開始表決。
Voting begins. Before I declare the result, members please check your vote. Voting ends. The result is members who are present 31, 9, 4, 21 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. Next motion, 724. Mr. Gary Fan, please read it out. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that as Deuce Corner Garden will affect 747CL, whether it is to be demolished or not. So I hope that the administration will make sure that you accede to their request not to demolish their home before you embark on 747CL. Voting begins. Before I declare the result, members please check your vote. Now voting ends. The result is members who are present 28, 7, 4, 19 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. The next, Mr. Gary Fan's motion 725. Mr. Fan, in accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that as paragraph 25 of paper Pt2 2013-14-38 indicates that undertaking project 772CL may affect the site which has archaeological value in relation to Shengshui Huashan. So we urge the administration to carry out archaeological investigation and excavation work by the Antiquities and Monuments Office before going ahead with the project. Voting begins. Before I declare the result, members please check your vote. The voting is ended. The result is displayed. 29 members present, 9 for, 19 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. We move on to the next one. Motion 726, Mr. Gary Fan. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that as paragraph 30 of paper Pt2 2013-14-38 indicates that for the administration's finding at Castle Peak Road, Kutong section of 5 valuable trees, this committee urges the administration to do this before 772CL we commence, that is to have a detailed explanation about the remedial measures to make sure that the ecological environment there won't be affected and destroyed. Voting begins. Before I declare the results, members please check your vote. Voting is ended. The results are to be displayed. members who are present, 34, 10, 4, 23 against, no abstention. The question has been negatived. The next one, 727, Gary Fan. In accordance with paragraph 37A of the FC procedures, I move that this committee urges the administration that within the scope of Project 772CL, 10,000 trees should be replanted so as to act as a compensation for the community environment near to the project and affected by the project.
現在開始表決。
Voting begins.
喺我宣布表決結果之前，請委員核對所作。
Before I declare the result, please check your vote. Voting is ended. The result is to be displayed.
出席34位贊。
34 present, 10 yes, 23 noes. The motion is negatived. Next, motion 729, Mr. Gary Fan. Under paragraph 37A of the FC procedure, I move that concerning Kutong North and Fanling North, 772CL, in the works area there are still villagers living there and farming there. This finance committee urges the administration to ensure that 772CL will not affect the livelihood and means of livelihood of the villagers.
Wait.
然後進行表決。
Members, please cast your votes. Members, please check the votes you've cast. Voting is closed now. The results are displayed. 32 members present, 10 yes, 21 noes. So the motion is negatived. Next motion, number 730, Mr. Gary Fan. Under paragraphs 37A of the FC procedure, I move that this committee urges the administration to ensure that for 772CL, there should not be the felling of trees and the use of a lot of machinery and waste materials that will affect the environment.
現在開始表決。
Voting begins.
喺我宣布表決結果。
Members, please check your votes. Voting is closed now. The results are displayed. 33 present, 10 yes, 22 noes. The motion is negatived. Next, motion 731, Mr. Gary Fan. Under paragraph 37A of the FC procedure, I move that this committee urges the administration to require the contractor and the consultant of 772CL to, on a monthly basis, report to LegCo the work progress and the financial report, so that members and members of the public can monitor the use of public funds, and so that there will not be lack of monitoring and serious overspending, as in the case of the XRL project.
現在開始表決。
Voting begins.
我宣布。
So members, please check the votes you've cast. Voting is closed. The results are displayed. 33 members present, 10 yes, 22 noes. So the motion is negatived. Next, motion number 927. To be moved from Mr. Leung Yu Chong. Mr. Leung Yu Chong, can you please read the motion? I can't see. I can't see from my seat.
有個 hard copy 喺手係咪？
Do you have the hard copy with you? No.
請秘書。
Can the clerk please read out the motion?
睇到啊？
睇唔到，執唔到機，執唔到機。誒，得嚟啫。
好細喎，呢個好細喎，字。
主席可以啊，主席。
Chairman, yes, I can read it out now. Yes. Right, please read out the motion. According to Section 37A of the FC procedure, I move that as the administration has said that with regard to the expansion of the sewage treatment works at Shek Wu Hoi, with the expansion works, the capacity of the sewage treatment works will be increased by 40,000 cubic meters per day. And concerning Kutong North New Development Area and Fanling North New Development Area, for the advanced site formation and infrastructural works, detailed design and surveying, the administration has said that some of the funding under the funding application will be used for improving upon and expanding the Shek Wu Hoi sewage treatment plants, for the drawing up of the tender documents and for vetting the tenders received. This committee urges the administration to, in preparing the tender documents and assessing the tenders for Shek Wu Hoi sewage treatment plant, specify that with the completion of the expansion works, the daily capacity of the Shek Wu Hoi sewage treatment work must not be less than the present level, or else the contractor will have to provide compensation. This is because we do not want the administration to suffer great losses because of negligence on the part of the contractor. All right, so members, please cast your votes. Before the results are displayed, members, can you please check your votes? All right, voting is closed. The results are displayed. 32 present, 9 yes, 22 noes. So the motion is negatived. Next. Motion number 928 to be moved by Ms. Claudia Mo. Ms. Mo, can you please read out the motion? Chairman, it's not on. All right. Is it okay now? Under paragraph 37A of the FC procedure, I move the following motion. Now, in the past, with regard to the diversion of drainage channels, contractors often dump the dredged materials on both sides of the channels. This will affect, this will have a negative visual impact, and if there is heavy rain, such materials will block will be washed into the channels, and as a result the channels are blocked. And so concerning Kutong North and Fanling North, advanced site formation and engineering infrastructure works, the administration members can start to vote, but I haven't finished reading the motion. But we have to follow the standard practice. We have to proceed to vote 1 minute after the bell starts to ring. So members, please start to vote. So before the results are displayed, members, please check the votes you've cast. Voting is closed. The results are displayed. 31 present, 9 yes, 21 noes. So the motion is negatived.
係毛孟靜議員嘅929。
Ms. Claudia Mo, motion number 929, please read faster. No, I don't see it on my screen, on my monitor. I can't see it. All right. In accordance with Rule 37A of the FC, I move that in the past few years, because for many sewage works, contractors used pipes of poor quality, and as a result, very soon after the projects were completed, there was water seepage from the pipes, causing the administration to spend a large amount of public money to repair the pipes. And in Kutong North NDA and Fanning North NDA, well, for the advanced site formation and engineering infrastructure works here, in the funding application, the administration claims that part of the money will be spent for water supply system of the two areas and to prepare tendering documents. Voting begins.
喺我宣布表決結果之前，
Before I declare the results, please check your votes. Voting is closed. One more. 32 present, 8 for, 22 against, no abstention. The motion is negatived. Next motion, 936, to be moved by Mr. Albert Chen. Mr. Albert Chen, please read out your motion. Point of order, Chairman. Ms. Claudia Mo. It's just a minor point, but may I remind you that you said that the motion was negative. The word 周 in Chinese was rather negative. Can you say 被否決 instead, meaning the motion has been negatived? All right. Amendment number 936, Mr. Bachan. In accordance with Para 37A of the rules of the FC, I move that since the Anti-North and Fanning North NTAs involve a number of village industries covering timber factory, food factories, chemical factories, repair, vehicle repair workshops. I urge that the administration, before carrying out the detailed site formation and engineering infrastructure works, must provide reasonable compensation to all these industries before the site formation and engineering infrastructure works can be done. Okay, please do not add to the motion, okay?
好，現在開始表決。
Voting begins. Before I declare the results, can members check their votes, please? Voting is closed. Please display the results. Members present 30, 7 for, 22 against, no abstention. The question is negatived. Motion number 940. Mr. Gary Fan, please read out your motion. In accordance with Rule 37A of the Finance Committee procedure, I move that in view of the fact that paragraph 15 of paper BWSC 2013-1430A said that the administration will set up a community liaison team to assist in communication and handling of issues. The community liaison teams should convene open meetings with the North District Council on a monthly basis to communicate the progress, and the teams should maintain a close liaison with the villages. They should also visit the villages on a regular basis to discuss the arrangement of works and to require the contractors to give regular reports to the villages, so that there won't be the scenario that Lands Department officers refused to meet the villagers a month ago. Voting is closed. I display the result. Please check your votes. Voting is closed. 32 present, 8 for, 23 against, no abstention. The question is negatived. Amendment number 900. So we have dealt with motions submitted to me before today. I have dealt with motions submitted to me and are considered to be appropriate for voting in relation to Rule 37A. And today we've got Secretary. We are still calculating because, well, now I have to confirm later. We've received close to 680 more motions. All right, the number is for your information. Now, just like the Secretary, I been chairing the meeting, so I haven't got time to go through the newly received motions yet. So we have to spend at least 15 minutes to see whether the motions should and how should be and how to be dealt with. So we'll take a short break, and we will reconvene at 6:30, and then we'll continue with the remaining part of the second session. Thank you.